Hi, everyone. As you know, my name is Hleziphi Siyotula Mchizana, the founder and CEO of In Pursuit Renewable Energy. And what's been exciting is the fact that this being August 2025, we actually aligned it with starting an exciting initiative where we are capturing the In Pursuit journey. Since this is also our birthday month, we'll be turning 8 this year, having been founded in 2017. And so you will see a lot of video content around the journey itself, the journey looking at In Pursuit as an organization from its infancy and in the growth process and the transitioning process. But also we will then intertwine that with my growth as a founder of In Pursuit and how I've been growing over the years, and then how the business has also been growing. We also then intend to look forward on what the business is going to be doing and other exciting things that will come up. But a huge piece of that initiative, I think for me, and what I'm excited about, is the opportunity to be able to bring some of the key people in the background who support what I do. Mm-hmm. And one of those people today is Nozuko Siyotula, who is our operations manager, as well as a commercial manager at In Pursuit. So welcome, Nozuko.
Thank you, Hleziphi, for a nice welcome. And I've got to add as well, as you've mentioned, that this is happening in August, which today, this weekend happens to be a Women's Day. Mm-hmm. So it's really a good month for us, for a women-owned business. With how many percent women do we have in a company? We're looking at
60%.
60% women. So we are really in the trenches of empowering women. And as an employee, I really feel empowered to be working in a family business, even though sometimes you really want to separate the roles between being in a family business and also being professional, and also being reprimanded. You've got to separate that, which this is my sister and now this is my CEO talking. So we've actually managed to navigate around having to wear different caps during the day and after work. Thank you for a warm welcome.
It's very interesting that you bring that up so early in the conversation. So I think a lot of people are now, shocked around the fact that you consider In Pursuit a family business. And I think it's one of the things that will really, shock people in now understanding who In Pursuit is. Yes, indeed, we have huge aspect of being a family business. Mm-hmm. And so today people find out, actually those who've had the pleasure to deal with you, that you are actually my older sister.
Which I never really wanted to be mentioned. And I remember back in 2022, 2023, she introduced me to one of the partners, and she said, by the way, she's my sister. And I frowned. I was like, you're not supposed to say that. We are in a professional space. You keep that outside of the space. But, well, she's a Siyotula Mchizana and I'm Siyotula. In any case, people will start asking questions.
Yeah. But and what I always share with those who then get to know that you are my sister, I always take time to share with them that it is not by default that you sit in the ops and commercial space for In Pursuit. You are actually my inspiration. I think the first member of the family to actually register a business. And your business was actually also in energy. And so apart from that, I mean, you've worked for over 25 years since I could remember. Mm-hmm. And you've also been part of the built environment sector, having been the regional manager of one of the biggest consulting firms in South Africa for Royal Haskoning. Mm-hmm. And so you're not only my sister, you're just a powerhouse on your own. And so really your coming to In Pursuit was really a game change, I think, for how we then started doing business as we're transitioning. So how has it been? It's been almost a year, just over a year now?
Yes, over a year. And with the role changed. Basically, I was within In Pursuit because the project that I was involved in, you guys were technical partners. So, and we shared the space. So it really didn't feel like I've never been out of In Pursuit, because at some point I would start managing her staff without her knowing, and I'll be like, no, you don't go that direction, you go this route. And also they'll come to me and ask me questions on certain aspects, health and safety, which I was not even involved in. And also I would pick up the conversations and I'll start barging in and giving advice, without even noticing that I'm doing that. Remember, now I'm with the other company, but yet, so it never really felt like I've been away. But well, with the roles now changing, the spaces, the roles that I'm in, because I'm managing the commercial aspect of the business, I'm also managing the operations. So it's the combination. It started off as a commercial manager.
That's true.
And then it evolved to operations. But I would say with my experience as well, I've been able to just fit in, I would say. And maybe with the hub of knowledge that I bring in as well, especially for our youngsters, I think I've been able to add value, if not more. And also I am enjoying what I'm doing, because in the past, as she's mentioned, that I've also been involved in the energy business. It was purely electrical. For me, the renewable energy is new. And also the manner in which the projects are rolled out now, it's different to what we used to do. Yeah, there's more technology involvement, whereas before it was everything was done manually. Drive to sites, manual reports, paperwork, submit. I mean, things are done differently here, and the engagements are somehow, I think they have evolved. Because before, you'd only speak to the supervisor of the project. And anyone beyond that, you don't know unless you're going to submit an invoice. Whereas here, it's really, the conversation is really open. There's no red tape. So you are able to engage. You can engage with the CEO. I've witnessed as well, I mean, how our young generation, especially our employees, how they are growing. I mean, we don't manage the old style. If you want to talk to the CEO, you must first come and tell me what you want to say to her, and then I go tell her. I mean, we're all sitting in the same space. Why should you go there to convey the message? You can go to her and then we can all engage. Sometimes I don't even need to be there. You can just brief me, what it was all about. Sometimes she even give the task directly to the youngsters. So it has really empowered everyone. And well, I know it's. I'm thinking about from the environment where I've been and to where I am now. In the beginning, it felt like I was a bit lost.
Yeah.
Because of the terminology, and I was like saying, Klezib is talking about IPPs. What is that? When I check the IPPs, she's talking big stuff. How am I going to be able to fit in now into this? Or do I just sit there in my corner and start? No, but now I know exactly what you're talking about. And also, I mean, with all the engagements with the clients and also with the projects, because my role as well, mainly as well, is to arrange the resources on the project, check, manage the execution of the project. And also with me having managing the commercial aspect, I've got to also check during execution, are we still sticking to the contractual obligations that we have? Are the service providers, are they sticking to what has been on the contract? Because that affects the invoicing, it also affects the performance, it affects the output, and it affects her relationship with the clients where she's got the project from. So it's actually it's the whole value chain, because you cannot work in silos. So whatever decisions also that I have to make, I also have to check with her if I'm still aligned, because sometimes you can make a decision and then it spoils out the whole project. So that's how we operate.
Yeah, so you see why I have her on board. In addition to benefiting from just having to work with my sister every day, I think definitely it was a blessing to now have an all-in-one in you. And thank you for your contribution to date to In Pursuit. But do you think we are doing something, I think, drastically unique, as In Pursuit? And what I mean by that is, as by default, a women-owned business, have you seen some unique aspect, especially with you over the 30 years, that you haven't seen that we're currently doing, and which is something that you feel that we should keep? And potentially, we can also talk about areas maybe perhaps where we need to review and grow.
Yes, certainly. Yes, certainly. In Pursuit is different to your peers compared to your peers in the industry. Why am I saying that? I mean, we are involved in EPC, which is engineering procurement, and the C.
Construction.
Yeah, you must always remind me.
Wait, no.
Engineering, we don't only do that, but what sets us apart as well, we've got the socio-economic programs that we enrolled out, that we roll out in the communities, which is very close to our hearts as well. That is over and above what we do, which also excites us in any case. And then as part of that, we also, as part of those programs, besides having to install the systems, we also conduct training for the youth, because we are all about empowering the communities, because we want them to be able to do the exact work that you are doing. We don't want to close the industry. We are inviting the youngsters. We are saying, you are in the STEM field, come and join us, come and see what we do. If you do not know, let us train you so that you are also in the industry. You get absorbed in the industry, or you also open your own entities, and then we become your mentors. We will hold you by hand and say, this is how you start. This is how we started. This is where we are now, and this is where we are going. So I really like to be in this space, especially taking this now to other things that we do outside of work. I'm also part of a non-profit organization from a rural community. That is where, from a KZN, I've got another home there within a rural community. So I'm slowly trying to introduce the energy sector in there, because we've got a lot of electricity challenges. I think our electricity goes off twice or 3 times a week. Sometimes we've got no electricity for like 4 days or so. So now, with my network, I've created a WhatsApp community group where we engage about service delivery. So I am actually a beacon of hope for them, because for me, when there's an issue in the area, I don't contact the electricians, I contact the head of department. That is through the networks. So those people are on my contacts. So when we go out to the Huawei, to all the sites where I'm posting, those 1 megawatt containers, and they're actually looking at that now. They're actually, I think now they're starting to think, who is this woman that we are talking to?
Yeah.
No wonder she's on our case about the project. She's checking how far we are with these cables being built, how far we are with the DSS that's going to connect our area, so that when there's a major fault, we have to be isolated from the major fault. We need electricity. So who is this woman? So I like posting. I somehow, like, when I check it out, when I see them checking my status, I'm like, now you know who you are talking to.
They best know.
So when I talk to you, you must know I can turn that area into a microgrid, and we'll kick you out of the system. So we do also have those engagements.
Look at you.
So
look at you, how nicely you've just grown to fit into the space.
No, definitely it is.
Yeah.
It is it's a sought out skill. And I was also looking at, because I'm deeply involved in the training programs. We currently are training employees of a department in solar installations. And those people have been working with substations. They were telling me substations, and saying, no, we're working with big things, not these small installations.
And they don't know we work with bigger things, right?
I looked at them yesterday. I
Humble
said,
yourself.
You know what? in the next 2 months, I'll be calling you. Wanna come and join us for a site visit for our IPP? We are actually we'll be supplying you with electricity. So he's saying, no, I'm doing big things. I'm sure with solar, it's just a matter of connecting. So I went there to check up on them. They were struggling. They were connecting, I think, from the DC to the AC. They were connecting the DB. They actually now like what they do, and they're saying, oh, so what's going to happen now? Are you guys going to partner with us on projects so that we can do the installations? So with the industry that we are in now, as I've said, it's evolving. I mean, people have been doing electrical work, electrification. That's all they know. And now we are moving them over to the new energy sector, and they are enjoying it, because then it also affects them personally, because when there's no supply, now they want to get the solar systems, and they want to maintain their own solar systems without having to call someone to come and do the job for them.
Yeah. So now I'm just thinking about it now, especially how I'm seeing you enjoy that component of having to work, with the teams from, other employers that we are training. The one thing I can always remember about you from a very young age is your ability to interact with males in a very comfortable manner. So that's one. And then secondly, it's just your genuine, I think, appreciation for young people and kids. And then thirdly, it's then your ability to be streetwise, which, of course, it's something that I am limited in. I was raised as a house pet, and so I never spent a lot of time on the streets. And so, if you must know, the other reason why I secretly brought you in is because I needed that aspect about you to be able to maneuver, I think, the challenges of being, a young black woman, in a male-dominated space. And I've seen you, continue to do that very well, So, how has that been for you, using those skills that I feel you've naturally had, having to now maneuver in the space where that there's very few of us, which is female, in the space. How has that been for you?
It's only now that I actually think about it, because sometimes it comes out naturally, because from an early age, young age, I've always been involved in male-dominated space. Talking about my telecom days, when I was in my 20s, I used to work in a sales department for the public phones. I was besides the PA, I was the only, even black, I was the only female in the department, working with the guys only. And from there, with ESCOM, it was slightly different. It was a contact center, but then I moved to a supervisory level where I was the only female also, working with the guys. So I've always, I think by default, I always find myself in a male-dominated space. Because then when I left ESCOM, then I opened my own entity in the electrical, an electrical contractor doing work for ESCOM. And also, there were, how many of us there? No, man, I was the only one, the owner, because the other lady was working for her husband. So the husband was the owner of the company. So I've always been in this space, because then in that case, your conversations, and you've got, with men, how men talk sports, and you've got to check what's happening over the weekend. Then it forms part of your conversation on Monday. If it's Kaizer Chiefs beating Pirates, then okay. Each time they win, when you are always on the winning side. But
is that how it's done? Okay, taking notes.
Also, having been in that, there's also a lot of learning opportunities. Because with me, I became an electrical contractor by default, because ESCOM was lacking on black women-owned entities. So I opted to join them as a contractor, but without any background in electrical engineering. But I came out of the program knowing how to interpret the drawings of the DB. The DB, that's where you connect, your DB board and the breakers. Because with ESCOM, they'll give you the standards, and if you're installing a meter, your house meter, from the floor to that, what are the measurements. And I would work with the guys who were semi-skilled. Also, my guys, I work with the guys. And also my guys, they thought I was the expert. they were the experts because they knew how to connect, how
Yeah,
to.
they had trade licenses, wireman's license.
It's only one, and he
Yeah.
was offsite, but mostly we would work with semi-skilled guys.
Okay, cool.
But they thought I was an expert. Why? Because I'll sit and read the DBs and check the drawings, and then go and say, okay, why is that circuit breaker there? No, I'm still going to move it. Okay, where is your bus bar? Because I know what's supposed. No, it's here. Wait for us, ma'am, when we are done. And then they thought I knew everything. In the meantime, I was learning from them, checking to see if they are operating according to the standard. So what I've learned from there, as much as there it was on site, in the field, it translates to what I do here. I mean, you check to see work is done according to the standards. There are processes that you put together. Now you must check, do they align? Are they still relevant? Do we need to enhance them? Okay, how do you communicate that to staff to make sure that they comply? So it's mostly about resources complying, because once you comply within, you are able to comply according to the standards of the industry. So it's very easy for you to translate that into what is required in the market.
It's not easy, There's people who are still struggling, I think, to get to that level of professionalism. And I think maybe for you feel it comes easy because you've actually done it.
I think maybe it's the experience.
It's the experience,
which comes with the age as well.
The age.
Yeah,
Are
age.
we revealing ages?
We're not, but considering my age, also there is also that motherly element that comes within managing the young people. Because because the 2K is those ones. You think you are going left, Bona, they already turning right. So so having to manage them as well, there's also that component that you bring in as a mother.
Yeah.
As much as we want to reprimand, but now you are thinking, okay, which hat do I wear? Okay, for my message to go through today. Okay, I think I was shouting this morning, but okay, let's come back now so that the mood is back to normal.
I must say that I just didn't understand that role when I first saw you take it. Particularly, I think with the candidates that we are training as solar artisans, because I was kind of thinking, you are just babying them into the industry, and because I know the challenges of the industry and how you need to be tough, I was kind of thinking, you taking them the other direction, right? But then something in me just said, maybe step back a bit. Let me see what she's going to achieve with this babying. And all of a sudden, we have these 100 candidates, so focused on ensuring that, they are within the program. You are the voice of authority. And I was just like, okay, definitely I would not have achieved that, because the way I wanted to do it was give them tough love. To say, you coming out in the industry, and I know how tough this industry is, so we must be tough on them for the beginning. But I've seen how you combine the soft skills on how you work with young people. But then when you are tough, I've seen you be tough.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And I mean, I always tell them there's time to play and there's time to work. And there's time to combine both. So you must be able to maneuver between, those moods. Today we are playing, today we are not playing. I'm not your mother, because I think now I've got a second name. Everywhere I go, they call me mother. And also, surprisingly enough, one of the employees there, he calls me mother.
He's almost your age, that guy. I saw him myself.
So now it makes me look myself in the mirror and check out now. Okay, I know there's a bit of gray hair there and there, but mother. But then I take it as a sign of respect as well. And yes, as much as we work with the youth and we want, them to toughen up, but also that motherly instincts, that the motherly touch that you bring in as well, it does actually put them in place, because in that process you still instill discipline. Because if I check from the 215 that we trained, okay, those that we placed on internships, none of them dropped the program.
None of them.
Because, with the youngsters, they feel that the stipend is not enough, and
the work conditions are horrible.
The work conditions as well. I'm moving to another going to another province, and this is so much I'm going to get. None of them
Yeah.
None of them dropped out of those conditions, because those conditions, the living conditions, are tough for them. Having to pay for transport, money, having to pay rent, moving in, you only have your sponge, and you don't even have, having to buy your own food. You've always been living at your parents' house. Now you must be on your own.
You see, this is the soft spot I was talking about.
And this,
and I'm kind of thinking, when I had to move from KZN to Joburg, no one was saying, where are you going to sleep? Do you have a sponge? Is it the right conditions? I was expected to show up at work every day.
And no one cared.
And no one cared how I got. They didn't even ask how I got from KZN to Joburg. They were just expecting me to be at the office at 8 o'clock. And so I think I'm always just trying to learn from you. I think a younger female professional in the industry, to say, how do we balance that in being human, especially now that, you lead an organization? How do you do things differently? Bring the human aspect of managing young people so that they can stay longer, if not for a lifetime in the industry. What do you think we can do differently?
I think for me, on paper, yes, we're saying resource management. And mostly, profit organizations. Yeah. We're chasing paper,
we must make money. The purpose of a business is to make money.
And it can't be, company can't become your welfare sport or anything. But somehow we've got to balance it now. As much as we want to manage the resources, we want the resources out there. But we've also got to take care of those resources. Make sure that if it's human resources, are they good? Are they feeling good? You must have that eye of seeing that this person is not good today, and call them on the side and say, "Are you okay? You want to talk about it, or must we give you space?" And if you work with them and you've got that eye of checking to say this is how, then you are able to shift your resourcing. Because then in this case you're thinking, this one is dealing with this report, it's critical. I can't have someone, we cannot deliver. And, you are able to shift your resources around. And also, as I said, that human component as well, it helps you with retaining people. Because they know they are not counted as numbers. They are, as much as they are supposed to perform and deliver, but they form part of, they are a family of In Pursuit. So that's where we bring in, that is why when we deal with these partners who want to bring in their interns for us, Mina, those are the things that I look for. Are you even taking care of these kids, or for you it's just a project and you're getting your admin fees and you just dump them there? So it upsets me, because I've been there. I mean, I remember when we were running those internships for 40 learners. Each time they went for interviews, I would pick them up, I would deliver them in marker and wait for them whilst they are being interviewed. Because for me, that is the support that they get. They're scared. They're from other provinces and they're in Gauteng.
They're adults. They're over 18.
I know, but that fear of having to move from your province, coming to Joburg, especially Joburg can terrify a lot of people. Even when I came to Joburg, I was scared to drive on the freeways, remember? I would prefer, is there no back road? Because I thought people in Joburg, the driving was just too fast. But, as time goes by, then you get to adapt. So I would drop them off for interviews. Because for me, I'm saying, as much as I'm dropping them off, there is a relationship now between us and the host employer. They must know what I'm here for these kids. I'm not just dropping them off. Now, but they will take care of them, knowing that where they come from, they are being taken care of. So that is how I ended up knowing, because now we created a group. Now I've got to check if you are new, how are you finding place, how is it going? Guys, I've got people who are coming from your province who don't have a place to stay. Can you accommodate them for a day or two and help them find the place? That's how they connected with each other.
When do you do that? Because that's not part of your job description.
Well, through the WhatsApp group, sometimes 9 p.m., mother, we've got a problem. We need to move from here. And now they are holding us in. They're saying, if we don't, can you write us a letter? Can we make up a story, write a letter saying we've been transferred to another province? Now I don't even tell my employer, now I'm writing a letter.
You see.
And this one, mother, hey, they let us out. We are gone. We've moved from that place. So Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's another aspect. There's a lot of things I admire about you, and I think I've told you this, but I think I'm glad that we're able to archive this, because I would really like I think the team members to have a look at this conversation that we are having, and really, see the type of knowledge and the experience that you have, and bakwazi ukuthi beze kuwena to ask about things that maybe are not necessarily related to in-pursuit or their work, because I don't think they know these levels of depths about you. And so I think they are yet to discover, who you really are, and why you really are such a high value part of In Pursuit. So that component about relationship management, I mean, you are one person. I don't even know how many people you know. I lost count because ever since I think you were a young adult, you've got relationships that go far back as 30 years. I've seen, the friends that you have in high school, you are now going to their kids' weddings as well. Your generation is quite unique. I don't know if it's you or it's your generation, but it's really something I don't think we have. Why do you value relationships to that depth?
I don't know. I think what could also contribute, maybe guys from our age, because when you get to this stage as well, maybe I think we banked on relationships because we knew that one day you get to a stage where your cycles get lean, and when you age, you don't want to age alone, and you are not, because then at least we are from different provinces, but we are a phone call away, and we speak to each other like almost every day. You don't spend a week without talking to each other. I mean, I'm talking about friends from high school when I was doing, we call it grade 8. I still have a friend, we're very close, grade 8, we talk, and even now she wants to come over. Hey, check for me if there's anything that side, anyone, let me. So maybe it comes within our generation, I don't know, because with your generations, things got very busy.
So, I mean, Zogo, you mentioned, I think, the challenges around female leadership, maybe not being able to deal well with handling emotions when hard decisions have to be made. Do you think, number one, us as In Pursuit, definitely being a female-led business, we are now maturing in that space? Because, as you know, we are growing rapidly as a business. I mean, we're moving from small project to mega projects, and our future is just limitless at this point. Do you think we are at that point where we are seeing the need for different leadership, necessary? And are we getting ready to then lead this empire that we're building together as the In Pursuit team, looking at how the leadership is maturing?
No. You don't have to change anything.
Okay.
You don't have to change anything at all. I think when you were cut from a different cloth, to me, it was when I compare myself to you, when you are the type that I'm talking about, to make a decision without involving the emotions. Mina, I am actually the problematic one who be saying, ish, maybe. But when a business decision, it has to be made, and I've taken it. You are not quick at making such decisions, but you don't talk about it. You observe, and then, and you let us lead, you let us manage, until such time when you step in and you say, okay, now I'm taking a decision. I know with you, once you have taken a decision, there's no going back.
Yeah.
It's done. You cut, there are no emotions there. And I'm like, how does she do it? She grew up with me, this one. Okay.
I raised her.
I raised her, but then I consider it's that 7 years in Malaysia that created this person who cuts out the emotions. Now I'm like saying, oh, okay, knowing the people there, okay, now I understand. So I always bring myself together and say, yeah, now it's the Malaysian character kicking in. Let her do her own things. But, yeah, but the decisions that you've made, they've been correct.
Thank
Me
you.
now, I would have gone around the decision, taking time and having to come back and do exactly what I would have done 3 weeks ago. Yeah, but you don't have to change anything.
No, thank you.
We must embrace the growth. And obviously, as we grow, obviously there's staffing and I think also as in pursuits as well. I mean, we've retained good resources.
Oh, there's some amazing
And
people.
I don't really want to say good resources as if people are resources. Good people.
Yeah.
And I think also we do have a sharp eye of attracting the best.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I'm quite impressed, the kind of people that we've attracted. And somehow, I definitely think the people are not only attracted to me. Now I must admit that some of them are really attracted to you. And then they find out later about the rest of management. But I think for me, I think as the leader of the pack, I'm happy with that. Because if you are attracting the kind of people that we want for the empire we're building in pursuit, then so be it. Because I don't think at the rate that we are growing, all the people in the company will have some sort of involvement with me, right? And so I'm really glad about that, yeah. So in closing, once again, just going to the fact that it's our birthday month, and it's also, Women's Day tomorrow being the 9th. What's on your mind?
Well, for me, the celebration is today.
Oh, we are,
A day before.
right? It's an in pursuit celebration.
Because we always like to be different. So we celebrate a day before. Then everybody gets busy tomorrow buying cake and chicken from the place. That queue is packed. When you are cruising, you are looking for your home essentials because you celebrated today. So you don't go with the crowd. We want to be unique. We do our own things. So our celebrations are today.
Yeah.
After this podcast, I'm doing one report, post lady, and I'm done. I'm done. It's my Women's Day celebration. So, yeah, and also, I mean, we could have decided to have a management thing, a breakfast thing out where, and come back and join the guys and work as normal. But we always want, as I've said, we are a family. We carry each other. We do things together. So as we celebrate, we are all celebrating together with our guys, by the way. We are not
Yes,
saying
the guys are not left behind.
We are not saying it's a women thing, ladies go to the boardroom, no. Which is one of the things that from my previous companies when I used to work for Oricon, as well another multinational company, I was not in marketing, but somehow I was there in marketing.
You are always in the spaces where the people are.
Also, there was some CSI. I was also involved there. And so I was listening to the guys, mostly young and very old engineers. Ne? They will complain, okay, we are organized a nice event for a Women's Day celebration. I heard their complaints, you guys will always have things. And then it was a month, Men's Month, was it July? Called them. I said, guys, come to my office. I bought chocolates. I didn't realize that, guys, just a big slab of chocolate. The guys would just enjoy that we've been. It's just that with them, they had their names on. I read them nicely, ribbons and their names on. It was such a huge thing, and yet we spent less than 1,000 rand. But it was such a huge thing for the guys.
No.
That someone out there in the company, for the first time ever, we get recognized. And only them who got the chocolates. The ladies didn't get anything. So for them, it was like, wow. Please, every year, remember us.
Oh, sweet
We don't
man.
mind. Just remember us. There has to be just a day for us. I think with us, like you're saying, to go back to the topic, yes, we take our guys with us. And as much as it's a Women's Day, but it's a family event.
No, absolutely. I think one misconception potentially about I think women-owned businesses is that maybe we are just in ourselves, meaning now that the leadership and the ownership is majority female, so everything is female dominant. And I think that's definitely one thing that's very different about women business owners and founders and entrepreneurs. what's different about such businesses is that by default, we operate at inclusive mode.
Yes, inclusivity.
Yeah. I mean, in whatever we do, it is just everyone must come along. We really have to work so hard to separate the two. To say, okay, today, guys, go this way and we'll go this way. And I don't know. I think maybe this is one thing that I would just like to put out there to say, really, in women-owned businesses, even during Women's Month, it's only then that we are reminded that, by the way, we are women, because obviously our guys pointed out, and the sector and the media is talking about it. But Zugo, thank you very much for taking the time to be part of this initiative. I know it's challenging. I mean, we started off with you only declaring availability for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And look at how far we've gone.
And the first thing that I ask, because it's my first time now, I've always watched them. It's my first time having been part of the podcast. First thing I asked them when they told me there's a slot, I said, do you have the questions for me? Because that is my understanding now. That is my understanding. Actually, I must look for that. I've done interviews with some online magazine way before. And they send you a set of questions before they interview. So I was like, that's when I realized, how I always see these people sitting confidently there about ENCA. And be like, now I know how now they gave you questions like a week before. So I expected the same thing. Yeah, I said to them, no, they've got to be questions. Working with the 2Ks, no, it doesn't have to be questions. They'll just ask you anything. Just respond, whatever you know. I said, no, it must be structured. So no, I said, Emihle, Natasha, there has to be questions for any interview.
I had to agree with you because here you were fighting, otherwise you were not going to come.
Right? No, I wasn't going to come because they said no. The guy said, they had to convince me now. The guy said, no, just go there. You'll just talk about what's happening at In Pursuit. And they'll interject and start asking you questions. That's how they've planned their question. But we are done now. You haven't asked me any question.
Yeah. And so just in closing, I think for me, in my capacity as the leader of the pack, I mean, here we are. Our commercial and operations manager has over 30 years, 3 decades just in the working sector, of which most of those are in the built environment. I mean, you've worked for big companies like Oricon, Eskom, Telkom, Royal Haskoning. Kahle, you are way above our pay grade, as In Pursuit. And I would just like you to remember that. But the way you show up every day here, as if, this is the best place to be, and you give yourself. And from myself, Uhleziphi, and on behalf of In Pursuit, we really, really like to thank you for who you are to us.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, guys.